Missed one in, folks. Missed the fish then. Let's go back out here and see if we can get a bite here. Now we're gonna let it sink down we're gonna let it sink all the way down to the bottom is what we're gonna do. I don't know what that is. That might be a crappie. I don't know. Might not be. It ain't doing no head jerking. Whatever it is, might be a drum. I think this is this old goo here, man. That's what I got here. Yeah, old goo. Figured that's what it might have been. What's looking for?
Hell no, huh? Drum? Yeah, it's in the car. ¿Cómo que agarraste tú, güey? Hey, are those good to eat?
I got some tricolor cream swirl tails. Got this one here. It's got a green sparkle with a green pepper and an orange tail. And this one has a pink body with a chartreuse sparkle tail. And I've got some off-brand crappie niblets on here, which actually work better than the name brand crappie niblets, for me anyway. All right, so let's go out here and see if we can get another one. That may be a crappie there. No, that ain't a crappie either. I think that's another goo here, man. Matter of fact, it ain't even hooked right. He foul hooked. No, he hooked in the mouth. All right, there's a fish. I think that's a crappie right there. Yeah, a little bit of fish. Ain't too bad. Got a little bit of size on it. You can see, decent little fish. As I told you today, man, we're gonna do a little catch and release. That's a pretty good fish. Let's see if we can get another one out of here right quick. During this time of year, I do pretty good on females with anything that's got this shiny white on it. But I couldn't get these fish to get active and bite. So I decided I'd put a Roadrunner head on here with a blade on it. And since I want to catch females, I put this white tail on there, and pretty much got my first good bite of the day. So let's see if I'm just talking or if my theory proves to be correct. I let it drop down about 7 feet and reel back in, slow, steady. Not a whole lot of action, just straight reeling. There's a fish. I don't know if that's a crappie or not. Might be a crappie. Is it? Nah, it's a goo. Another goo, man. As you can see, these ain't really what I came to catch. You hear the disappointment in my eye. You hear they don't really want to bite. So today, every fish you catch, you're gonna earn it. You're gonna earn every fish today. I can guarantee it. And not just me, everyone out here. It really doesn't matter what you're fishing for. You're gonna have options for food. I can guarantee you that. Let's see if we can get another crappie bite out here. I sure hate to leave away from here and then they start picking up a little bit. So I'm gonna hang out about another 30 minutes or so. That might be a fish right there. That might be a crappie there. Might be. That's a little bit of crappie. We'll take that one. Hard to get these fish to bite today, man. They don't want to bite, I'm telling you. They do not want to bite today. All right, a little bit of female there. I think she still got a few eggs in her belly there. They're not quite through spawning yet. Got a few eggs in her belly. Am I recording this? Yeah. She's got a few eggs in her belly. All right, let's put this fish back. And I probably could be catching a few more if I fish with minnows, but you know I don't fish with minnows. I'm a thump chaser, chasing that thump, man. If I can't feel the thump, I don't want the fish. It's a drug, man. That thump is a drug. I'm addicted to it. See, I just felt it. I'm addicted to it, man. There's something about that thump, man. It'll get you every time. That feels like a pretty good fish there, man. Yeah, that's a pretty good fish. Actually, not a bad fish at all. Yeah, that's a decent fish. Barely got a hook too, man. Barely got a hook. Well, not as big as I thought she was. Not nearly as big as I thought she was. She had a nice little bit of pull on her though. That's a pretty good fish. Yeah, pretty decent. You can tell they're still pilling around in that bed down there. See how all of my kids got that scar on their nose and all that? That's a pretty good fish, man. Pretty good fish.
Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though. Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
You see, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-uppiness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-uppiness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things, because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions, not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Get money division. The place where you transform into a man on a mission. Learning to not feel guilty about selfish decisions. You and your best self would be on a head-on collision. You will not be stopped by obstacles that's dropped by those who wanna see you fall, cause more wanna see you fall. You will be so focused, you won't get no peace at all, till you go from mud feet to walking on streets of gold. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Dr. BOA, the utmost alpha surgeon, helping you to become your most alpha version. Old and new you, this is where they will be merging. Get money today, so later you'll be spurging. Tell them haters you do not care what they say about you. Just meant to live out to make them live without you. When your vision sprouts to living in from chasing it. When they say your name, just make sure they put some bass on it. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you.
What's good, homies? What's good? What's good? It's your man, Dr. BOA, man. We back up in this thing once again, doing our thing, man. Back up in the Alpha Sphere. Been a minute since we've been in it, but we back in it, man. Salute to the homies in the building. Bless up to the Green Label gang. Let me do something right quick. My bad. I should have been did this. Y'all know how it is, man. Things get a little hectic sometime. When you represent and maintain it, things get a little hectic, man. So let's go ahead and get ready to do this. We're going to go in here. We're going to lock it down. Y'all knew we would. This is how it comes. We got to do this. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. But if you ain't a member of the Green Label gang, you about to have the blues. Give me a quick minute right here, homies. Just a quick minute. Alright. That is. Had to be done, homies. Had to be done. So, salute to everybody in the building, man. Markel, Harlem World, I see you, man. What's up, homie? Weeze, what up, what up? Sterling, I see you, homie. Markel, what up, what up? Morpheus, Mindism, what up, homie? Law, I see you. Skull, what up? Shinobi, what up, man? MPI, what up? Who else we got up in this joint, man? Morph, appreciate the $10 super chat, homie. Danielle, Danny Baby, what's good? Mr. Slab, what up, Slab? E Mutter, what up? East 99, man, represent. Pastor Eki, what up, homie? Good to see you in the building, bro. B Underwood, what up? Mike is so dope. Salute. 9 times, what up? Rich Cotton, what up, homie? V Clark, what up, V? Morph one more time, man. I appreciate the support, homie. Peace, appreciate it. Treasy, what's good? King Abraham, what good, homie? What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Y'all know this is the new time, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be the first one to admit to y'all, man, that I'm doing this for a particular reason. You know what I'm saying? There is a man who has this sector on, he has this time frame on lock, and I will start from the bottom and grind my way into a piece of that, and into a piece of that time slot, man, because there's a bunch of people on at this particular time. And hey, man, let's work, let's compete. We always talk about competing. Let's compete. This is competing right here. Let's compete. Grind time. What up, man? What up? What's good with you, bro? What's good? So, you know, man, the reality of the scenario is this. People have been sending me this Dr. Dre joint all week long, and I wasn't going to touch on it at first because I was like, hey, man, listen, just another entitled woman. But I started hearing guys' perspectives on it, and a million guys said that Dre was wrong. Now, I've heard guys talk about how his money, he got so much money. He got even some of the headlines. He got an $800 million net worth, and you know, blah blah. And guys been saying, you know, he can give his wife 300 bands a month. He can take care of his daughter, who blah blah blah. First of all, we have no idea what this girl's energy is to her dad. She could be the most disrespectful daughter ever, and you don't even know it. She could be the type of daughter that done everything in her power to bring that man down. Or she could simply be the type of daughter who stopped listening to him when he was telling her, trying to advise her not to mess up her life and end up being a mother of 4, a single mother of 4, when he's trying to tell her. See, let me tell you something. When you tell somebody something and you give them some advice on what they should be doing with their life, and they decide that they're going to do their own thing, you mean tell me you obligated to come bail them out even though you tried to stop them from going down that path? It's like if I tell you, hey man, don't go with them guys, you going to prison. You could be my son. If I tell my son, hey man, stop rolling with those guys, you're going to end up in prison. He keep rolling with those guys, he end up in prison. I ain't going to go down there and see him 9 times, because I already told him, hey man, stop running with those guys. You know, now if he start running with those guys and he get jammed up for something else, then it don't matter whatever else it is. Then I'm going to be there for him every step of the way. But if I give him the advice, son, don't do that, it's going to end badly. When it ends badly for him, then that's a choice. And you have to let people deal with the consequences and repercussions of their choices. And there's a choice when someone imparts wisdom upon you for you to go against it. So we don't know any of that. But there's a bunch of simping out here where guys that keep saying he should bail this woman out. First of all, my son is 12. So whatever happens to him right now, of course, I'm going to bail him out. But we talking about if he's 38. This chick 38. Now, tell me this. If she 38 with 4 children, I'm going to be honest with you. I bet you $1 to a bucket of chitlins, chitterlings, pig guts, that she ain't got all 4 of them by one man or 2 men. I bet there's at least 3 men involved. Now, how come she homeless? She got 3 or 4 baby daddies. Where the baby daddies at? Where the children fathers at? You mean to tell me that because she's made these decisions in her life, that her dad's supposed to bail out? And let me tell y'all something. A lot of these boys don't know nothing about money. Just because that man worth $800 million don't mean he got that kind of cash. A man that's worth $800 million probably ain't got $1 million cash. Because when you get to a certain point, you don't deal with cash. Because cash is worthless. Cash is only worth what you can buy with it. And once you get past the point where you're blowing money on frivolous things, all your money is in assets. All his entire net worth is assets. He probably got to sell some stocks to come up with $300,000 a month to pay the chick. And secondly, for guys that saying if he can pay her 300 bands, then he can give his daughter some. Hey man, you pay somebody 300 bands then. Net worth has nothing to do with cash money. It literally has nothing to do with how much money you got laying around. But people who never had anything except a little bit of cash don't understand that. They believe that 800 million mean he got $800 million in the bank. No, it doesn't mean that. He probably has very little money in the bank. He may have $1 million cash in the bank. He may not even have that. He may not even have 100 bands cash. Because who deals with cash? When you get to a certain level, you don't even deal with cash. Bro, I don't deal with cash. You understand? Now, I do have a couple of businesses, man, that float me some cash. I started to show y'all, man, some bands, but I said I ain't going to do that. What's the purpose in doing that? They're just rubbing it in haters' faces, and I'm beyond that point in life. But you tell me, how can you count that man money? He already got to pay a woman who don't deserve it $3.6 million a year. And Casby said, that ain't no money for a man worth $800 million. Man, you got to come up with $3.6 million cash in a year? And ain't no tax write-off for you, man, on paying that. In California? Nah, bruh. Let me tell you something. $3.6 million is a whole bunch of cash. Bill Gates is worth $60 to $80 billion. He bought a vacation house in Miami. He had to sell some stocks in order to come up with the $8 million. These guys don't have that kind of cash laying around. So that's one thing. Another thing is, why is this woman homeless living in her car with 4 children? You mean tell me you believe that Dre just ain't never been there for her? At a certain point, you get tired of helping people out of the same situation. At a certain point, you have the right, I don't care who you are, to say, you know what? I'm not helping you out of that same situation before. You had 1 baby, I helped you out of that one. You had 2 babies, I helped you out of that one. You had 3 babies, I helped you out of that one. Now you got 4 babies, I ain't helping you no more. And furthermore, that man probably pissed the hell off, man, because he already got to pay this other broad $3.6 million. He probably should be in a mode where he like, I ain't finna get nobody nothing. If I had to pay $3.6 million, man, I wouldn't get nobody nothing either. Except for the people I was absolutely responsible for, which is minor children. You understand? My son is 12. I'm responsible for him. So even if I had to pay up around $3.6 million, that's still my son. I still got to take care of him because he's a minor. But every adult around me, let me have to pay a woman 30 bands. It ain't got to be 3.6. Let me have to pay her 3,600. If I got to pay a woman 3,600 a month, everybody around me who ain't a minor, man, who ain't a minor dependent of mine, finna be in bad shape. I'm talking about everybody. I got to pay a woman 3,600. My mom going to have to start paying her own rent. I ain't lying. She don't have to. You know what I'm saying? And so people can say what they want to say, but at a certain point, there has to be some accountability. And then there has to be something more to the story than just saying, well, Dre won't give his bra no money. Dre won't give his daughter no money. Come on, man. At a certain point, man, you are not obligated to give somebody money for your whole damn life. I don't care who it is. You're not obligated to take care of somebody for their whole life. Especially if you try to give them the game information they need to be successful on their own. Let me tell you something. My son ain't going to be 38 and I got to give him no money because my son getting all the game information he need to be able to go out there in the world and make a way for himself. It's already in his blood that he don't want to work for nobody. So he know he's learning the principles that he's going to have to take with him if he want to be a boss. So I'm not going to have to worry about him just being out there still stuck on stupid and he's 38 years old. It's crazy, man. And I know that was just, that was just a lot of guys saying, well, Dre ought to be ashamed of himself if he's the father. Y'all act like he the father of the children. What you talking about? That woman almost 40 years old, man. Y'all crazy. You're not obligated to provide for no adult, man, for their whole life. I don't care who it is. Now, let's say you got a virgin daughter at home. Let's go biblical for a minute. We like to go biblical. Let's say you got a virgin daughter who's still at home and she's 38. Yes, she is still your virgin daughter. She is still at home. She is still a wholesome young woman. She ain't been out there, man, traipsing around, man, on the carousel, man, doing all type of thing, man. Doing lickety split all over the place, man. She ain't been doing that. Yeah, you take care of her. But this woman has been out there. And with all these systems in place and all of that, I think they're just a money grab. She just trying to put them on blast. Let me tell you something. When it rains, it pours, man, when you're dealing with these slores. I'm telling you. Sterling Livingston, appreciate the $10 super chat, homie. See, here's the problem. Shaming language is a tactic that's being used now. This is shaming language. Here's a chick who's saying, well, if he can get her $300,000 a month, he ain't giving me nothing. Hey, man, let me tell you something, bro, and it's real talk. When you start fighting a divorce, you don't know what's finna come up. You don't know what's finna come up at all. He had to pay this woman's attorney's fees. He had to pay his own attorney's fees. Had to give her some money. Still paying all the bills at the house. Still paying all the things he been paying the whole time. Well, then had to go build another life for himself and pay for that as well. Anybody who complaining about this man not doing that, man, probably don't even pay all their own bills. You probably don't even pay all your own bills. And you complaining because this man want to pay somebody else's bills. A lot of these guys who are talking about this, they in their feelings, man, because they wish they had somebody pay their. So, you know how many guys out here, man, still feel some kind of way, man, toward their parents, man. These guys 30, 40 years old, man, still feel some kind of way toward their parents about how they grew up. At some point, man, you got to take accountability for your willingness and propensity to allow something to hold you back. This woman has to be responsible for the fact that she's laid down and had 4 children and she ain't got no husband. Let me tell you something. I ain't got no problem. A woman can have 15 children. But if you got 4 children and you ain't got no husband, you've been doing something wrong for a long time. A long time. It's late. I see why KS be drinking these things, man. Now, I got to edit that part out. Because you leave that logo in there, man. Them boy, let me see what time that is. 28:47. Yeah, I got to edit that out, man. I got to blur that out if I'm going to leave this up. But they do not play. So, y'all got to keep in mind, man, that everything we talk about is not an attack on women. That's not why we do this. We do this because we want to let men know it's okay to not accept the attacks that happen to you from women. Now, you know, a bunch of women's, man, Dre ain't nothing. He blah, blah, blah. That's why you got to give this woman this amount of money. They are willing to try to shame this man because he won't take care of a grown woman. Here's the thing. We can say what we want to say about the woman he got to pay the money to. At least, hell, he been with the woman for 20 years. She was his wife for 20 years. He knew when he went into that, if that ended, it was going. Now, he probably couldn't imagine he was going to be worth $800 million. Like, who would have ever known the Beats were going to do that thing right there? But he knew he was going to be worth something. So you can't say that man is obligated. It's kind of like saying, okay, well, I lost this much money in the stock market, so I might as well get the same amount of money away to my family. And a bunch of these dudes out here that complain about this, they don't take care of their minor kids. You got kids that still ain't in double digits yet. You don't take care of, and you complain because this man won't take care of a 38-year-old woman. Who knows how much money he's giving this woman? Y'all bear with me, man. It's a train. This is what happens when you live in the heart of the city, man. We live in the heart of the city, man. Hear all kind of things, man. Y'all bear with me here. But yeah, being on this time of night, man, caffeine is definitely necessary. Since I just got my joints clean, man, and all that, man, I do not want to be drinking, coffee right now. So the reality is, man, we have to keep in mind that when you let this type of stuff affect you, you lose 50% of your manhood when you start living for the approval of women. And you lose another 35% when you start living for the approval of men. See, as men, we can't live for the approval of other people. We got to accept the fact that our decision, no, they didn't help Dre make that money. She wasn't shooting with him in the gym. You got these dudes out here, you got four children by who knows how many dudes, and you ain't put no pressure on them. If anything, come to me and say, hey, can you help me get a lawyer so I can sue these dudes for this, so I can sue these dudes to help them take care of the children? I know somebody going to say, well, BOA promoting child support. BOA, no, I'm promoting that if you got children, you take care of them. That's what I'm promoting. And it's a damn shame they got to take child support for some of you to take care of your children. I'm not a proponent of child support. I'm a proponent of forcing you to take care of your children if you won't do it willingly. Whatever that means to you. Jay Canella, appreciate the $50 sponsorship, bro. Unconditional love is for children and animals. Everything else has terms and conditions. Your family can absolutely do things to stifle your love. She pushing 40 with 4 kids and minimum wage skill. When does personal responsibility come in? That's my point exactly, bro. When does personal responsibility come in? When do you say, man, I done messed up? Instead of doing this, she should be out there, man. She should be groveling and saying, she won't tell the whole story. And what she think this going to do? She thinks she going to put pressure on this man to do something that he don't want to do when he already dealing with a scallywag in his life. She's really making it harder for herself. GMB, what up, homie? Easy B Johnson, appreciate the $5 super chat. You weren't with me shooting in the gym. I'm talking about wasn't with me shooting in the gym, man. And here's the thing. Shaming language like this is only leveled against men who are standing on principle. Dre is standing on principle, man. This is my money, and a woman got access to it, man. Yeah, I might have told her this and told her that. He did promise her that he was going to take care of it and all that, but that don't change the fact that he don't want to be in that situation. When you promise a woman you're going to do something, you want to do it by choice, not by force. Now, granted, I will tell you this. Some of this is still Dre's chickens coming home to roost, because he did beg that woman away from that man. He did beg and lure that woman away and buy that woman away from her husband. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody going to say, you can't take a woman who didn't want to go. Oh, every woman got a price. I got a video coming up for y'all tomorrow that's so cold proving that, man. It's going to blow y'all socks off, man. You know, there's going to be always somebody attacking you, man. You understand? And most times the shaming language is simply just a deflection from a woman's outlook. The shaming language is that, well, nobody took care of me, so, let's lobby for that woman to get taken care of. No matter who's at fault, they will lobby for a woman to be taken care of at the expense of a man anytime. Anytime, they will absolutely do it. And here's the thing. When you look at a story like this, they want to pull on the emotional strings of everybody. And as a man, we shouldn't have those emotional strings to be pulled on. So any man that's in Dre's wrong. He's wrong for that. Dre shouldn't be doing that, man. He should be taking care of that woman. That's his daughter, man. Man, that's a grown woman. She's supposed to be somebody's husband. She letting all them boys lay up in and put them babies in her. She lay up there and had all them babies. How come she ain't got no husband? I'm going to tell you like this, bro, and this real talk. A woman with 4 babies and no husband, man, that woman is trifling, and that's why she can't. That's why no man won't stick with her. Because here's the thing. If you got 3 children, how you end up with the 4th one and you ain't got no husband? Now I see why all those women who they become those church going holy rollers. You know why? Because they understand that if they can't tell a man they ain't never been with nobody, the next best thing they can tell him, I ain't been with nobody in 5 years. I ain't been with nobody in 3 years. I ain't been with nobody in 2 years. Anything less than 2 don't matter. But those women, man, at the very least she can do is say, yeah, I got these 2 children, but I ain't been with nobody since my last baby was born and he 5 now. They at least be able to tell a man something. But these women basically, man, they really don't care about what image they present because they truly believe that most men in this society are so weak that you can pressure us into doing things we don't want to do. You understand? Even in my life now, I have women trying to pressure me into doing things I don't want to do. Pressure me into caring about shit I don't care about. Pressuring me into believing things I don't believe. Pressuring me to accepting things that I ain't gonna never accept. You know what I'm saying? Pressuring me to understand that, to try to view their perspective as logical when it's the most illogical thing I ever heard in my life. That's just what happens, man. When you're dealing with women, man, they're going to always try to pressure you into doing what you don't want to do. And they do that because a lot of men, they pressure into doing what they don't want to do. Those men fall weak and they do those things. But we in the atmosphere, Jack. We ain't doing those things. We're not succumbing to the pressure. We're not going to allow you to put us in a situation where we do things that we don't want to do, man. Having that kind of weakness just doesn't bode well for you as a man. And I say that all the time. Don't make no sense for any of us, to live that life and act like we just going to fall weak to where women have to say, man, because we ain't strong. You know, we men, but we just weak. You know, see, this whole mantra that men are weak. Yes, men are weak because men have a tendency to do whatever women want them to do. Whatever women say do, men in this society tend to do it. And see, let me tell you something. This woman is broken. Here's a woman 38 years old who's got all these different men energy in her. She's got these 4 children and she's alone. A woman with 4 children and she's alone? She's a broken woman. And what I tell you, man, all the time about a broken woman, you cannot fix a broken woman. Only God can fix a broken woman. You can't fix a broken woman. And emotional vulnerability will make a man do something like this that he don't want to do. Obviously, if he ain't giving her then it's because he don't want to. Whatever his reasons are. You have the right as a man to not do what you don't want to do. The same way you have a right as a man to do what you want to do. Now, if Dre was bailing her out and giving her all kind of money, he broke himself. He went broke. Then they were, oh, he's a fool. He's a fool. Man, let me tell you something. As a man, you got to protect yourself, but not just your money, not just your physical person. You got to protect your mind and your spirit, man. And if something is weighing heavy on you, let me tell you something, brothers. Let's ask this question. When you lift your max, when you want to see your 1 rep max, and you struggle to get that 1 rep, I'm talking about, man, the spotter don't know whether to let the weight go or not. Boy, you struggling. I'm talking about, man, you struggling so bad you fart while you lifting the weight. I'm talking about, boy, that is putting a whooping on you. If you get up one time, are you gonna tell that man, put a 25 on both sides? Let's go on up. Nah, you at your max. Whenever you at your max, you don't add no more rate. That's why it's your damn max. And that's just physical max. But as men, we have to understand what our mental and emotional max is as well. And I'm going to be honest with you. Going through all these things Dre went through with Dick Brown, man, and then going through the things, man, that he's going through in other situations in his life, then turn around, got to get his woman all this paper, man. Let me tell you something. That man has the right to say, okay, I'm at my limit. Nobody else is getting nothing from me no time soon. I don't care how much you think I'm worth. I don't care how much you think I'm worth. GMB just made a great point. His oldest daughter, 24, with no kids, and the only thing he willing to do is change her brakes and oil on her car and maybe some advice. And changing the brakes and the oil in the car is really a money saving thing. You know what I'm saying? I understand you want to do it, bro, and it's probably something you enjoy doing, but it's a money saving thing. Why pay somebody money for something you could do yourself? Especially if you enjoy doing it. Woman, 38 with 4 children, man, then gonna try to run some guilt trip on Dre, man, and talking about. And here's the thing. She may not even be the one who put it out there. It could have been somebody who knows her and put it out there. For all we know, she was just living in the house with a dude, man, and the dude put her out. Or maybe she left. You understand? Who knows? Because here's the thing. If I got a daughter, man, and I tell her, hey, you need to get away from that dude. He already blah, blah, blah. And she stay with him, man, and it end up going bad, man. Man, listen, I am not built to be a safety net for somebody who I told don't even jump off that damn cliff in the first place. If I tell you don't jump and you jump, I'm not finna fly down the other side of that cliff, try to go down there and set up a net to catch you. I'm gonna stand up at the top with everybody else, man, and say, ooh, man, I hope they hit that water. Ooh, don't hit them rocks. You flap your arms, do something, kick the air, try to go over. You gotta hit that water, you hit them rocks, you're gonna be dead. And I'm just gonna sit there and watch it like everybody else. Because as a man, you gotta protect yourself, man. You gotta protect yourself from being overly concerned about other people's dumb stuff. If you're going to do something dumb in your life, if you're an adult, a reasonable and prudent adult, and you do something dumb in your life, man, that's you. You got to suffer the consequences. When I do something dumb in my life, I got to suffer the consequences. You understand? I'm in the South, casinos everywhere. If I go empty all my bank accounts out, man, to go to the casino and just gamble until I'm broke, man, you know who going to pay my bills? Nobody. You know who going to bail me out? Nobody. You know who going to even give a care about anything got going on me? Nobody. You know who gonna care if they ride by and see me living outside downtown with the rest of the miscreants? Nobody. They ain't gonna care. I got to suffer the consequences of my own decision. If I make a bad stock investment, man, lose half of what I own, what I'm worth, man, what's gonna happen? Nothing. People gonna say, I told you about them stocks. Ha ha ha. BOA don't know how to invest. That's all they gonna say. This is an adult life we live, man. Now, granted, I'm not saying that women should be viewed exactly the same way as men. You understand? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is at a certain point, nobody's dealing with you with kid gloves on anymore. And at 38 with 4 children, the kid's glove been off for you for 10 years. And here's the thing. No matter what the situation would do to Dre, to give her money or whatever to help her in any kind of way, a woman won't never feel sorry or feel sympathy for the circumstance it leaves you in, as long as what you do benefits her. That's just the society we live in, man. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it just is, man. If you're expecting for a woman to sympathize with your plight, man, you crazy. If you believe that a woman is going to sympathize with your plight, man, you lost your mind, because she's not. At all. And ain't there you can really do about it. Ain't there we can really say about it. Nothing we say, nothing we do is going to change that. And we can talk about it and we can make content about it and we can ridicule women and all that. The thing is, women don't respond to our shame language because they got support groups that say, forget what they say. You don't have to believe anything those men say. We got you. There's about 100 of us over here just like you. But as men, we rather fake like we not like the dude. So I get exactly where Dre coming from, man. Man, let me tell you something. Man, I've had people, man, hit me up, man, give me a sob story, man, about what they needed. And I give it to them, man. Motherfucker don't even say thank you. Literally. They don't even say thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about no $3.6 million. I ain't talking about no 300,000, man. But shit, I'm talking about, man. He put himself on the hook for that when he said I do, and he promised the woman that. I'm talking about, man. People hit me up, man, for 2,000, 3,000, man. But don't even say thank you. You know, for me, even 500-600, man. He hit me up 500-600, man. I don't even say thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's an emergency. Can you cash out me this, man? It's an emergency. Please. Man, cash out, man, they don't even hit the emoji, man, with the thumbs up, bro. They don't even do nothing. They don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I know where Dre coming from, man. You know, it's hard work, man, building yourself into a position where you can help people if you want to. But when you do that, damn it, you have the right to help whoever the hell you want to help. There ain't no bloodline connection that make you supposed to help somebody. You help the people who deserve to be helped. You understand? You give to the people who deserve to give. You give to the people who appreciate it. I don't care who it is. If they don't appreciate you giving, man, don't give. If nothing else in the world, man, you do all this grinding out here, man, you deal with all these haters, man, you deal with all these obstacles to put yourself in a winning position, man. Then the people you try to help, man, they act like they don't even appreciate it, like they entitled to your help. Damn that, man. Everybody who complain about it, man, they ain't got nothing to help nobody. They as the one that need to be helped. It's easy to complain from the helpless perspective when you helpless. If you ain't never had nobody try to use you for no paper, if you ain't never had nobody, man, act like you owe them some. If you ain't never had nobody, man, that always got their hand out, to where you just got to say, hey, man, don't ask me for nothing else. And then they get mad when you say don't ask me for nothing else. Yeah, man, I knew you were going to change. You know, yeah, he different now. He different now. He, man, what you mean I'm different now? I've been like this. It just ain't been too many people like you that always got their hand out. Yeah, I know, man, we all make mistakes. Yeah, you damn right. And we all had to bail ourselves out of the mistakes. The old adage, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, man. Let me tell you something, man. A woman to take her boots off before she pull herself up by her bootstrap. Pull myself by my bootstrap. I'm going to take these boots out. She take her boots out, man, put on some heels. I can't pull myself up by these pumps. I can't do that. And I'm just telling you, man, as men, we got to stop. One thing, we got to stop being all in men, being about their paper, man. There's a bunch of things men do out here, man, that perpetuate negative energy, man, when it comes to dealing with these women, man. A bunch of men do it, and this is giving women this false sense of empowerment, man, where they can do all these things. But when it comes to what a man do with his money that he made, come on, man. We talk about tricking, but this is a form of tricking. Anytime you give a woman something she don't deserve, you tricking. It don't matter who the woman is. Anytime you give a woman something she don't deserve, you tricking. And one woman on the planet who ran out pay, and that's my mom. You know why? Because there's a whole bunch of things that I experienced with her as my mom that made me who I am today. And if I had another mom, I'd probably be a simp just like everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? So when guys say, man, BOA lying when he say he ain't never been through that. Hey, man, I was taught this stuff before I ever dealt with women. I didn't have to go through things with women in order to learn this. I was taught it before I even knew how to apply it. So once I started dealing with women, it was automatic in my mind. Once I started seeing the behaviors, like I knew the behaviors when I saw them. I can tell you 10 things to look for, man, from a cheating woman, man, that you ain't even never thought about before. So I was taught it before I dealt with women, so I ain't never had to go through that. I ain't never see a woman do something shady and didn't know it was shady. I ain't never saw a woman with thought behavior and didn't know it was thought behavior. I ain't never saw a woman tell me a lie to my face and didn't know she was lying. I ain't never been surprised by a woman going to tell somebody a falsification of the facts on me when she know. I ain't never been, look at him. Man, I done had women, man, go back and tell they dude, man, that I was trying to talk to them when they were trying to talk to me, and then they got their feeling hurt when I shot them down. Like, nah, that's my homie right there. They go back and tell the homie, man, that I came at them first. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple fallouts with a couple homies behind that, man. So the reality of the situation is, man, I ain't gonna never feel sorry for no woman who put herself in the situation she in. You put yourself in the situation, get yourself out of it. At least try to get yourself out of it. She ain't gotta live in her car, man. She could be at a homeless shelter or something. She living in her car. Go to a shelter. You got all them children. I promise you they'll let you in. They'll kick a man out who been coming in there to let you in to get a bed. And see, here's the thing. Women always want to bring up you being weak. You being weak because you won't do something that a woman wants you to do. You understand? You could have 50 men on your payroll and they earning their paycheck. You pay all them niggas. You pay all them dudes. You pay them men all the time. But you won't pay. Hey, man, those men earn that money. Men ain't got no problem with earning what they get. Women the one have a problem with earning what they get. There are very few women who want to earn what they get. And then no women get tired of earning it and they want the easy way out. Women aren't built to grind the way we meant to grind for our whole life. Women aren't built to go hard like that. And the women who do try to go hard like that, they get burnt out in their 30s and 40s, and then they want the easy way out. This is proven. If they don't already have the easy way out, they want the easy way out. The workload get too much for them. Us, we love the work. We love the work and the freedom and the opportunity that it brings to be your own boss and your own employee of the month. Like, we love that. And see, here's the thing. Once you let a woman disrespect you and force you into doing something you don't want to do, because for a woman to even try to convince you to do something you don't want to do is disrespectful. For a woman to try to convince you to accept the falsification of the facts as the truth is disrespectful. For a woman to try to talk foolishness and emotional foolishness to you and convince you is logic, it's disrespectful, man. It's disrespecting your intellect. She's taking your intellect for granted. You understand? She's questioning your intelligence. And that's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Because when it boils down to it, a woman's emotional needs trumps everything. She don't give a damn what you got going on. She don't care what you got to have going on. She don't care who you owe. She don't care where you go. She don't care who you know. All she wants is for you to do what she needs you to do in order to benefit her emotional needs. Ain't nothing else. So this woman right here, this is an emotional crowd. All these dudes love me, all these baby daddy love me, but I see why it is. Then I'm scared cause my own daddy won't help me. Man, I promise you Dre been helping that chick. I can guarantee you. There ain't no doubt in my mind, man. But we live in a world where even men, the problem is not that women are going to say negative things. Women are going to say negative things. That's cool. But dudes are the ones that are coming down on this dude the hardest. The dude's coming down on him the hardest. And I'm like, hold up, man. You got to be kidding me. Like, this how y'all gonna do? This how y'all really feel? You really feel like this man should be in a situation, man, where he got to take care of this grown woman, man, who got all these children by all these men? I ask you the same question I ask everybody. Where the baby dad is at? Somebody find this woman and ask her where your baby dad is at. That probably what Dre want to know. Where your baby dad is at. These same dudes that you run around with that I told you wasn't about nothing, where they at now? Find them. Tell me where they at. Show them to me. You ain't heard from them either, have you? Wish I would, man. You laid down with all these chumps, had these babies. Now you want me to come bail you out? I will if I want to, but I'm not obligated to. And that's the thing. As a man, you do whatever the hell you want to do with the money you work so hard to earn. With the money, you built the reputation that you built such a reputation, man, that somebody give you $800 million for something that you can put your stamp on. Let's be realistic. What do you owe anyone? Except the woman who helped you get there. What do you owe anyone? But that's just the world we live in, man. You know, it's a crazy world, and it's such a damaging thing to have a man under attack like this. You understand what I'm saying? MPI, salute, appreciate the $2, man. Dre offered to pay for college. She said no. She didn't want to go to college. Look, it's just like people, man. Let me tell you something. I've seen this happen. I saw a miscreant. I hate to call them homeless people, but I've seen a miscreant. Homeless people. I saw a homeless dude, man. This homeless couple, actually, they wanted some food. This white couple came out of a restaurant. These people sitting outside asking people for some money so they can get some food. Them people went back in, ordered them food. Grilled chicken on one plate, steak on the other. But ordered both of them a plate. And this place, I mean, this ain't no cheap place right here. This is a place you go in there, man. I mean, it ain't the most expensive place in the world, but you go in there, man, for 2 adults, man, you're going to spend about 60 bones. You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, it ain't the most expensive, but I mean, you can go places cheaper than that. You can go places and spend $20 per adult. But, so they went in there, man, you know when them people walked out, man, them people threw them plates in the garbage, man. They ain't even open them. They didn't even open the place. They just took the place was in the bag, man, threw them in the garbage. I overheard the white people tell them what it was. Okay, one's got chicken, one's got steak. And man, them people walked out, man, them people threw that in the garbage, man. But that's how people do. If you don't give them what they want, they don't appreciate what the hell you give them. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't really care, man. And so that's why you got to be very careful, man, about what you do with your money. You got to be very careful about how free you are to just throw money out there. You got to be very careful about who you are to help, man, because either you're going to have people, man, that believe that just cause you help them once, that they can come to you all the time, then you got to shut that down. Or you're going to have people, man, that don't want any help except the help they want, man. A lot of times people just want to use you, man, to get money out of you so they can do what they want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations where somebody had like a grandmother who would call them and lie to them about needing the money so she could give it to the person that the money maker wouldn't give it to no more. Somebody done burnt that bridge, and then the grandma or the mama or the auntie will call the person because, I mean, whoever the person is in the family that the person can't say no to, they'll start calling, getting money from them because they know you can give it to them every time. Then you find out they giving it to the person, man, you said you didn't want to give it to. That's the type of things that happen, man. So that's why the more you get to a point, the more successful you become, man, the more financially stable you become, you start to realize, man, that people around you are different. They say money changes people. Yeah, it changes people. Not the people that making the money most times, change the people around them. It changes them, so you have to change. But then they come back and say, you the one changing. Even though their change initiated your change. It's just a crazy world we live in, man. And there's always some, when you got some paper, man, there's going to be somebody who feel like you owe them. Sonny, bravo. Salute, homie. Salute. Appreciate the dime. Can't even believe the nerve of this chick. She's grown as hell. I'm talking about, man, super grown, man. This chick done hit the wall, man. She on the other side of the wall, man. She about to be 40. She about to be 40, homie. 40 ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? 40 ain't no game, man. But that's what she about to be. I'm talking about them clothes right on in on 40. And I'm like, for real? 40? That what you done hit 40? I'm still supposed to help you. Still supposed to look out for you. Still supposed to take care of you and these men and children. You know what I'm saying? This the equivalent, man, literally. It kind of like the same thing as being a stepdad, man. You know what I'm saying? You fall into a situation, man, with a woman, you end up being a stepdad, bro. Man, you're on the hook, man. Here's a woman that's telling you because we together, you are obligated to do this. You are obligated. This is a part of the job. And the thing is, it is a part of the job. When you're in that situation, it's a part of the job. It's a part of the job. Period. That's what you got to do. And all the nuances that come along with that. You know what I'm saying? Any level of disrespect that comes along with that, you know, any level of preferential treatment that she gives her children over you, then you just got to deal with that. That's what you sign up for. And as a man, you have the right to not sign up for any foolishness. You have the right to not sign up for that, man. But we just live in a world, man, where, no, it's almost like they want you to become an emotional sadomasochist. You understand? A woman wants you to become an emotional sadomasochist so she can be your emotional dom. She wants to dominate you emotionally. That's why when I say things like, you know, you have to be willing to manipulate a woman emotionally, and these guys be like, well, no, you can't do that. No, BOA, you're wrong. You're wrong. You can't do that. You're wrong. Then you have some broad to come through with one situation. No, I experienced manipulation before. Narcissistic manipulation. And here's a guy, I kept trying to tell him to leave me alone. Come on, man. That what you talking about? There's always something to be said when you, as a man, do what a man is supposed to do in order to dominate the situation. Whatever you got to do to dominate the situation, you do it. Whatever you got to do to protect yourself in the situation, you do it. And a woman to guilt trip you about that. Oh, you just doing that to protect yourself. What the fuck you mean? Of course. Why wouldn't I? Think about how logical it is, man, for a woman to shame you for protecting yourself. You ain't a real man. A real man don't protect himself. A real man just leaves himself out there and let women take advantage of him. That's what a real man does. A real man goes into a gunfight without even a knife. He ain't got nothing. He going in there with his dukes up and everybody else got a gun. A real man doesn't do anything to protect himself. A real man goes into the ring with Mike Tyson in his heyday and just stands there with his guard down. You let Mike Tyson hit you. A real man doesn't put up his guard and bob and weave or do any of that. A real man doesn't do any of that. A real man goes into the water, shark-infested water, with bloody fish tied around his neck, because a real man ain't afraid of no shark. A real man doesn't do any of that. A real man puts honey on his feet and steps in a red ant bed. You know why? Because a real man doesn't live in fear. He does nothing to protect himself. A real man makes all of his money and he just leaves it out in the yard for the wind to blow it around the neighborhood. You know why? Because a real man doesn't protect himself. This type of thing women tell you, man. How in the hell a woman gonna shame you, man, for self-protecting? That's why I don't listen to nothing a woman say. On the rare occasion that she makes sense, I don't care. I just don't listen to nothing women say. I don't value nothing a woman says at all, ever. It don't matter what she say. She could tell me it's raining outside. I might not even get an umbrella because I don't care nothing about what she says at all. And here's the thing. Women ain't bad. They're just insignificant. Like, they don't matter. The way I live my life, like, they don't matter. And I'm not going to ever put them in a position where they do matter. They're just not going to matter. I have more important things in my life that matter. My son, 12, his opinion matters more than a 30-year-old woman's opinion. Like, his opinion, my son, 12, he ain't lived no life at all. All he do is play. He a kid. His whole life is playing, having fun. But his opinion about stocks matter more to me than the opinion of a 30-year-old woman who is a stock analyst. I just don't care nothing about what they say, because there's always the opportunity or the chance or the propensity or the actuality of an ulterior motive whenever a woman says something to you. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just not worth the risk of valuing what a woman says, because there's always a risk in valuing what a woman says. There always is. There's always going to be some emotion in it. An emotion can't be trusted. I had a woman guilt trip me, man, because I wouldn't open up to her emotionally. Like, I don't know how to open up to you. Oh, no, you're just doing that. I don't know how to be any more open emotionally than I am. Man, a woman guilt trip me for that. Tried to guilt trip me. Shaming language. Oh, you're just afraid of love. No, I'm not afraid of love. Give me all the love you got. What are you talking about? I'm not afraid of it. Give it to me. Give me that stuff, that funk, that freak, that funky stuff. Give it to me. Give me that funk, that stomp, that freak, that funky stuff. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm like Rick James. Give me that stuff, that sweet, funky stuff. Give me that stuff. Give me that sweet, funky stuff. Give me whatever you got. Give it to me, baby. I want it. But shaming language. A woman gonna always try to shame you, man, into doing whatever you don't want to do, because she don't care what you do. She just want to be able to convince you to do something you don't want to do, because that represents a sense of power. That represents a level of submission from you to her. And this is just what they want to do in this society, in this life, man. They love it. I'm telling you, homies, they absolutely love it. Y'all know I ain't making this up, man. I don't make stuff up about women, man. I really don't. I love women, man. I love them. I love everything they stand for. They just don't have no value to me like that. But I love them. You know what I'm saying? I love them. I love women, man. Women are amazing. I love them. I love them. But what they say just doesn't matter, man. It just doesn't matter. A woman ain't got to say much, man, for me to be ready to drop her. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes her voice, she could say something good, but just her voice may want to drop her. Like, it's just to the point, man, where what we really should be getting from women, we can't get it. You know what I'm saying? What we really should be getting and what we really deserve and what we should really expect from women, we can't get it. So as men, we have to be aware of that fact, and we have to be okay with accepting the fact that we ain't gonna get it, and so we can't get what we want from her. What's her value? Shut up and obedience ain't that hard to give. And see, what we as men have to do, we have to understand the power of not giving a fuck. The power of not giving a fuck is one of the strongest powers you can have, man. You know, that's just what it is. It's kind of like, with me, I just look at beta male simp mangina activity. That's my thing. Weak activity. So I don't make anybody's opinion or anybody that I don't make opposing somebody's opinion my talking point. It has to be something adversarial to my talking point. I'm not going to address it. Like, I don't look at guys' talking point and say, like, I would never make a piece of content and say, well, Dre should take care of that woman. Dre should give his daughter all the money she wants. I'm never going to make a piece of content because I understand from a man's perspective what Dre is going through. A lot of these men understand what Dre's going through from a man's perspective. And I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, he brought it on himself. That don't make that. Listen, when you bring something on yourself, that doesn't make the punishment any less serious. It don't make the punishment any less serious. You did? When you bring something on yourself, let's say you do something and somebody shoots you. That gunshot don't hurt you any less than it hurt somebody else. If you drive drunk and you run off a bridge and you crash and you broken all up, man, you land up in the hospital bed, it don't feel no better for you than it felt for somebody who didn't bring it on themselves. It's still bad. So just because you suffer the consequences of your own decisions don't mean that the consequences, the key word here is suffer. Suffer the consequences. So he's still going through his thing. And he probably dealing with the regret of understanding why he's going through that. You see what I'm saying? And these are the type of things that we have to keep in mind, man. So I just say this to you, brothers. No matter what we say and do, we have to keep in mind one thing. Our life is based on one thing. And that one thing is doing the best that we can do to protect ourselves from the enemies of our success. The snakes who smile in your face but stab you in the back. Male and female. The ones who say foul things about you when you ain't looking. And then say wonderful things about you when you are looking. The envious suckers who throw sneak disses at you. And even the envious suckers who throw wide open disses at you. The cats who will be oppositional to you as a talking point. Let me just go against everything this guy says. And some women in your personal life will just go against everything you say. And then want to guilt trip you and shame you for not being accepting of our right to have an opinion. An opinion now. Not a fact-based response. An opinion. I wish you would come to me with an opposing opinion to a fact. If I'm giving you facts, you got to give me an opposing fact, not an opposing opinion. But women don't care. Just like dudes don't care. That's why you had to give a woman a time frame to learn who she is. Because a woman will lie about who she is and what she stands for as a manipulative practice. Women manipulate 10 times more than men do. But if a man says the word manipulate, they get their panties in a wad. Why? Because they should be the only ones who can manipulate. They'll tell you manipulation is a female tactic. No, manipulation is a male tactic that females have embraced and started to use against weak men in this particular society. When I say manipulation, what do I mean? Manipulation is simply doing what you have to do to convince somebody to do something that you want them to do. The problem is women only manipulate to use you. A man manipulates a woman to point her in the right direction. It's kind of like the way you manipulate a dog. If you're going to give a dog a treat for doing something and the dog does it because they know they're going to get a treat, you have just manipulated your family pet. You understand? Students in school, if the teacher says, okay, if you do this, then I'm going to let you, have an extra 10 minutes at recess. She's just manipulated somebody's child. It's not even her own. Manipulation is a part of life in this society. That's just what it is. Manipulation is going to take place. But women will shame you for even using the term. Even if you don't manipulate anyone, she'll shame you for using the term. That's why you can't care about a woman's shame language. You can't care about it. See, this type of thing, man, that I had to deal with, I don't even know where that phone at. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at, man. It done fell somewhere or something. But anyway, good thing I can control it from my Apple Watch though. But here's the thing, man. Xavier Williams, welcome to the family. Welcome to the Green Label Gang, homie. War Torn, what up? I see you, homie. So what we got to keep in mind is this, man. when a woman's actions and words don't match. Because see, here's the thing. A woman will tell you, I'm an amazing woman. Like Dre's daughter. I'm an amazing woman. I'm the best wife a woman could have. A man could have. A man can't find a better woman than me. I'm so great. I'm so amazing. All the men that I've ever been with want me. All the men that I've ever been with wish that they could have married me and all of these things. And then you see the woman and she got 4 children and she ain't got no man. And you ask yourself, hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. You're so great. You're so great and wonderful that you ain't got no man. And nobody that you know will help you? How you end up in, my thing is this, how the hell you end up living in your car and Dre is your only option to not live in your car? What kind of monster are you? What kind of monster are you that nobody will keep you from living in your car? You're a woman with 4 children. A woman with 4 children. Nobody? Nobody says, no, I'm not going to let you on those children. Nobody even loves your children enough. You such a terrible person that you've been such a thorn in people's side that nobody is going to look at your 4 children and say, I don't like you, but I'm going to keep them children. You such a bad person, man, that the only person in the world who will help you from living in your car is Dr. Dre. Come on. We don't think about it from that perspective, though. Out of all the people, this woman 38 years old, out of all the people she's ever known in her life, there's nobody that's going to keep her from being her. Man, let me tell you something. I am the asshole of the year. If anybody tell you anything about me, the one thing they'll tell you that's going to be unanimous is that boy there's an asshole. Always has been. He'll give you the shirt off his back if you deserve it. But he's an asshole. And I got people who ain't going to let me be living in my car with 4 children, man. Matter of fact, I got people who ain't going to let me live in my car by myself. And you mean tell me that woman ain't got nobody? Nobody? Hell, if I was Dre, I wouldn't help her either. What kind of toxic person is she? I don't know. Who knows? See, here's the thing. In this situation, you got men and women rearing their ugly heads who are going to play both ends or both sides of an equation. They're going to play both ends against the fact. The fact is, here's a woman that's in a terrible situation in her life. People are going to play both sides. And those type of people can't be trusted. You can't trust someone who plays both sides. You know what I'm saying? Man, even if I don't agree with your outlook, man, as long as you stick to that outlook, man, I can respect that. I might not like it, but I can respect you sticking to that outlook. As a matter of fact, I probably ain't going to even dislike it. There's nothing that I don't dislike. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing that another man believes that doesn't affect me that I dislike. I could care less about your outlook or your opinions on anything that doesn't affect me. I don't care. If it doesn't affect me, so what, man? Do what you're going to do. You understand? If it doesn't affect me, do what you're going to do. Hold up, man. Let me text it. She keep. Y'all give me a minute, man. All right. So the reality of the scenario is this, man. When you think about the scenario, we can't be worrying about what the next man does with his money. Why are we even hearing people saying what Dre should be doing with his money? Man paying $300,000 a month to one woman. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what you worth. $300,000 a month is a lot of damn money to give away. Imagine if you made $300,000 a month. Imagine if you made $300,000 a month. Like right now, if your net income was $300,000 a month, how much different would your life be? How much different? Listen, in 2 months, I don't care who you are. In 2 months, it don't matter what you owe. For you, your crib, your car, everything. In 2 months, man, you could be debt free. Some of the worst, some of the highest debt holding people in the world, man, could be debt free in 6 months for sure. 6 months? Come on, bro. That's $1.8 million in 6 months. You could be debt free in 6 months. Debt free and balling. Debt free and turn around reinvesting in a whole bunch of lucrative things. That's a lot of damn money to give somebody. I don't care if I was worth $1 billion. I ain't got no more money to give nobody if I'm giving one person $300,000 a month. Think about how much money you're willing to give. If you're worth $800 million, how much money would you just be willing to give away freely? To just give away. How much money would you be willing to give away freely every month? I bet your ass won't give away $300,000. I'm talking about just find somebody and give them $300,000 a month. I guarantee you wouldn't. I bet you wouldn't. But we don't look at it from that perspective. Because we always worry about somebody else's situation. Because we can't see ourselves in that situation. See, when I first heard it, I looked at it from Drake's perspective. I was like, man, what? This man paying $300,000 out to somebody, to one woman. That woman getting all the money that he got to give women, more than that. I guarantee you he had no intention on giving all the women he know $300,000 a month. That woman got all the money for any woman. What she need to do is go ask that woman for the money. She the one getting the free money that she ain't earned. But that ain't gonna happen though. You know why? Because women are logical. That's just what they are. Sizo, appreciate the $50 sponsorship, brother. Salute, peace, famo. Salute to you, fam. I appreciate you, man. And that's just what it is, man. So that's why, you know, as men, as we become more successful, man, we become more inclined, man, to just be bachelors because it's less headache. You know what I'm saying? It's just less of a headache. You ain't got to think about, man, just the nuances of these women. You can deal with them when you want to and send them on their way. You know, you ain't got to worry about one getting comfortable around you. You ain't got to worry about none of that, man. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about it. No, because a lot of these guys change around women, man. And you ain't got to worry about it, man. No, that's real talk. G, find me a GoFundMe for a man that's been divorced, that had all his resources extracted from him in a divorce, man. And you know he's paying out the wazoo, man, for alimony and chuss up. Then just tell me, find me the GoFundMe's on that. And if you find some, I bet they ain't nowhere near the goal. He can have a goal of 10,000, man. He might have $100 in there. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, I think what we as men have to do, we have to have a greater understanding of the need for us to help one another when we deserve the help. I think we're to the point in this society where reaching out and helping women is a thing of the past. They have fought for the right. They have the right. They can help themselves. They have access to everything. They don't need no man. Fine. Let's take our resources and benefit one another. Let's take our resources and build one another up. Let's take our resources and help one another capitalize on opportunities that are in front of us. Let's take our resources and help one another become generational wealth providers of our families, man. Let's do that. That's the only thing that's going to benefit us right now, because all this other stuff is foolishness, man. It don't benefit nobody, and it ain't meant to benefit nobody. And I want y'all to keep in mind, man, that that's how we need to live our lives. You know, the competition to manhood is not womanhood. It's men who shun masculinity. That's the biggest threat to masculinity. It's not women. Women ain't never been a threat to masculinity. The biggest threat to masculinity is men who shun masculinity and embrace femininity. But not embrace women, embrace femininity. Men who embrace looking at things from a feminine aspect. And promote it like it's okay. Those are the biggest threats to manhood and masculinity in this society. Big Rich, Harlem World Shaker, Harlem World Breaker. Well, can't read, can it? Salute to y'all brothers, man. GMB, salute to you, bro. Salute to the homie Sazo Elf, man, for the sponsorship. And salute to the homie Jay Canella as well for the co-sponsorship. I appreciate all y'all brothers being in the building, man. Sonny Bravo, the homie came through. Y'all go subscribe to that homie channel, man. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. Jose, I see you, man. Let's get ready to head on out of here, man. We ain't gonna stay in here too long, man. Y'all know me, man. Hour 20 minutes, man. That long for me to be doing the show, man. This pretty long though, man. We actually stayed in here for a minute. We normally don't rock out this long, man. But I appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. Appreciate all the new patrons, man. Appreciate all the support for both channels. I got a phenomenal piece of content coming up on the King Ray Ray channel tomorrow, man. It's an emergency stream, man. I had a couple of guys today hit me up in DM, man, and they were talking about giving up on life. And I just want to speak on that, man. So what we'll talk about tomorrow on the King Ray Ray channel is before you commit suicide, fancy me these 3 things. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, man. It's emergency stream, man. We got to do it. And we got to talk about it. We got to take a deep dive on it, man, because I am really, really, really concerned about guys talking like that, man. So we'll do that thing. I know tomorrow's Saturday, man, so a lot of guys won't be up early, man. We'll do that thing. Let's do that, man, we'll do that around 11 a.m. We'll do that 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and set it up, man, so y'all will see it. I'll probably set it up in the morning, man, early in the morning, so it'll come on. It won't be too many hours between it, so they'll push it, and y'all will see it, man. Y'all come on through, man, and we gonna sit down and take a deep dive, man, because it pains me to hear brothers talking like that, man. So we'll take a deep dive. So I appreciate y'all coming through, man. It's been real in the field, man. Y'all put God first, keep grinding and growing, my brothers. We done froze up, but we're gonna keep grinding and growing anyway. Appreciate everybody being in the joint. Let's head on out of here, man. Peace.